Morning. Welcome back into Wake Up America. It's a Wednesday morning, May 17th. I'm Rob Finnerty.
And I'm Allison Maloney. Good morning. Here are some of the stories we're following for you today.
We start this morning in Washington, where the Biden administration is avoiding the Durham report and any questions about what Joe Biden and Barack Obama might have known in the lead up to the 2016 election. Biden will depart for Japan today, but the 8-day trip has been cut short as negotiations on the debt ceiling loom.
Meanwhile, the crisis at the border continues. More migrants apprehended who are on the FBI terror list. We're getting a first-hand account from El Paso with reaction from a former Homeland Security advisor.
Plus, we're going to look into the rise in violent crime in our biggest cities with a coast-to-coast panel of experts coming up this morning.
And at 81, Martha Stewart becomes the oldest ever Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model. Smart business move or more wokeness invading corporate America? We're talking about that this morning as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That was everywhere yesterday.
Yeah, it was, and it continues. It's a big discussion on social media. And
Martha
everywhere.
Stewart used to live in this building. Her office used to be in this building.
Yes.
Interesting, I guess. Okay, let's get back to the Durham report and the level of corruption that points to a clear, coordinated effort to rig the 2016 election for Hillary Clinton. For more on this, let's welcome back in former Deputy Press Secretary at the White House, Hogan Gidley, and political analyst and best-selling author Mark Halperin. Great to have you back on. Mark, laughing. Did you know that, Mark? She used to work right in this building, right here in Midtown Manhattan. Never saw her.
That's some great history, Rob.
Isn't that, Mark? Well, that's what I provide you with here, early mornings, Newsmax. Mark, take a listen to Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House, on California Congressman Adam Schiff in his role in propagating the big lie, Russia, 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 for the last 7 years.
Mr. Speaker, you had pledged if the GOP takes the majority in the House that you would investigate the findings of the Durham investigation. Now that the report has been released, what does accountability look like?
Well, a number of things. We're asking Durham to come in and testify so we can look at it more. It really raises the question about Adam Schiff. You remember when he told the American people he had proof? Remember when he told them he didn't know the whistleblower? And what he put America through and openly lied to us? And now it's proven in this as well? It raises a lot of questions about his character, his standing inside of Congress, or whether he should even be in Congress.
Mark, what was your reaction to those comments?
I mean, look, not every member of the House Republican Conference is perfect, but the Republican frustration over Adam Schiff is understandable. The press doesn't hold him accountable. The speaker there laid out some of the things that Adam Schiff said on television to try to politically hurt Donald Trump that weren't proven out. And not only does the media not hold him accountable, they continue to treat him like a credible expert. He's a leading candidate for a Senate seat from California. And so the speaker's got a pretty good poker face, but I think he saw there the reflection of the frustration that Schiff has brought about in a lot of Republicans, not just in Congress, but around the country.
Yeah, Hogan, things are so different. You know, if somebody in the Democrat Party says something or does something, lies, creates, the story. But if you're a Republican and you do something, forget it. You're arrested. I mean, you're all over the headlines. I'm talking about George Santos now. We don't know the full case of George Santos, but I guess what I'm getting at is that it's different if you're a Democrat. You don't get in trouble. You're not held accountable.
Yeah, sure. In just a few months, George Santos was investigated, indicted, and arrested.
Just over 100 days, 13 federal charges, George Santos.
Right.
Look at, Mark, I'll add to that not only what he did to think about what he did to Donald Trump's presidency, Adam Schiff, and propagating this is the big lie, an attempt to rig an election. By the way, it didn't work. Trump won in 2016, but Adam Schiff is running for the Senate, and the voters out there will decide, but I am not optimistic.
No, look, Adam Schiff has no credence, no credibility. The guy basically doesn't have an apartment or live anywhere in D.C. except for the green rooms at CNN and MSNBC. I don't think he bought a meal for those years. I think he was just living off of those food trays they leave out for the guests that come in. The fact he's still on television with any type of credibility is insane. The fact he still holds an office, I think, is going to be problematic for the left as well. These lies continue to be pushed on the American people. You touched on it, Rob. What these people did to so many on the right, ruin people's lives, took this country to one of the darkest places it's been in a long time, all predicated on a lie that they knew was untrue, just to smear and attack a political opponent. They continue to weaponize these three-letter agencies against the American people. They did so against Donald Trump. He's the tip of the spear. He's the one who's got the bully pulpit. He's got to call it out, and he has to promise that whoever these people are involved in this will be gone from the FBI if he were to be reelected.
Mark, you wrote a famous book about the 2008 election covering Barack Obama. I've got a lot of questions about Obama in all of this and why we're not hearing anything about his involvement. Why isn't he hauled into court? The left has no problem doing it to Donald Trump post-term. Where are red state governors, DAs, states attorneys generals, legislatures in red states? Think about states like, Texas, Florida, Arkansas. Because I think there are fair questions that could be asked of our former commander-in-chief. And I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Barack Obama.
Yeah, first of all, if Hogan, despite his deriding the green rooms of cable networks, if you checked his pockets now, they'd be filled with cube cheese, just so you know. It cuts both ways.
Not true. You know I don't eat that way, Mark. That's fake news right there.
The Obama administration faced a lot of very tough choices, even if they were trying to keep politics out of it, where you had their friend Hillary Clinton running for the presidency against someone they wanted to stop, Donald Trump. And there were all these things floating around, the Comey investigations, the Russia investigations, et cetera. And I agree with you. There's been not nearly enough scrutiny about how President Obama and his team made the decisions about the intel community, law enforcement, et cetera. That history deserves to have those questions answered.
And the big question now
how do you get them? Hold on one second. Just for Mark, and I'm asking this honestly. I'm not trying. How do you get them to cover this, though? I mean, obviously it's news. It's behind the scenes. It's shadowy, like the Twitter files or the Project Veritas or the Hunter Biden laptop. It's all tailor-made for an honest, curious press. Why don't they cover stuff like this? Is it just because it doesn't match their ideological bent?
It's egg on their face. I can answer the question for Mark.
That's the problem.
It is egg on their face. I was looking at this morning. The Washington Post won 10 Pulitzers. They won Edward R. Murrow Awards for their coverage. Folks at home, listen. For their coverage of a fake story. A fake story. Jake Tapper, everyone was applauding him for saying, well, Donald Trump was exonerated. But then he went on to say that basically he wasn't exonerated. If you're exonerated, you're only fully exonerated by definition. You can't be partially exonerated. Jake Tapper, come on. It is a fake story.
In some measure exonerated, he said. Some measure.
Some measure. This goes back to Trump derangement syndrome at its core. This is what Donald Trump does to these people.
But Rob, I think you got to the heart of it is the press is so invested in being part of the silence in the face of the truth that it'd be very difficult for them to go back now and say, hey, you know what, implicitly, explicitly, we got it wrong, and we got it wrong because of our ideological bias. That's a big step up to take. It's difficult for any human to do.
How long should I wait by my phone for the apologies from the press corps who ripped me every single day in the White House, asking me to defend every bombshell that wasn't true, Mark? How long should I wait, do you think, today about
as long as it would take you to eat all that cube cheese?
Hogan, I thought about you yesterday, by the way, Hogan, and your colleague, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, now the governor of one of those red states I just mentioned, Arkansas, and how vicious the media was to Sarah Huckabee Sanders when she was press secretary. We've got just a moment left, and I just wanted to get into this because I thought it was fascinating. Former governor, by the way, very popular governor in the state of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator. The Hill reported yesterday that basically he thinks Gavin Newsom running for president is a no-brainer. Mark, about 15 seconds. I guess the big question is, does he mean now, 2024, or somewhere down the road?
Gavin Newsom will not run in 2024. He will run, but probably down the road.
Okay. All right. We'll pick this back up.
He'll be back.
Oh.
Very good, Mark.
Clever, Mark. Clever. All morning long. I know, Hogan. I'm with you. All right. We'll pick this back up top of the hour. Mark Halperin, Hogan Gidley. Thank you. Let's welcome Alex Kramer.